Well, looks like we're not gonna waste any time. Not with the Crotalus helleri. Look at that. Oh, he bit that mouse 3 times already. He is just a total overkill, see? The black diamond rattlesnake right there. Very nice. And he's actually still a young individual. He was born just last year. But he is putting on some good size already, as you can see. No big surprise, since he is a very good eater. Never skipped a meal ever. He is from a locality known as San Diego County. And from what I've been told, the snakes from there do stay a bit smaller. But we're gonna see how much he is gonna grow. So, next up is the Agkistrodon conanti, the Florida water moccasin. This is the male specimen. Let's see if he's interested. Last time he was very hungry and ate the mouse while it was still alive. So let's encourage that rodent to maybe say hello to Mr. Cottonmouth. I think he's still asleep or something. I'm just gonna hold it in front of him to see if he's interested. Maybe he is not hungry, which would be quite rare. He actually is always hungry from what I can tell. Oh, come on. There we go. I think now he noticed that it is feeding time. Come on. Hey, he's just gonna take the time, huh? Boom. Very nice. Just like I said, he took the time to get a perfect strike and deliver quite a substantial amount of venom, it seems. Obviously, with a large pit viper like him, he can deep fry small mice like this just in seconds. See, that mouse is done already. That's some real fast-acting venom right there, shutting down that system of the prey item in just a few seconds. Very impressive. So, hope you like that one. I'm gonna leave him alone now. Let's go to the next one. So, here is the Crotalus cerberus again, the Arizona black rattlesnake. You see there's a bit of dirt in the cage that I missed yesterday, so I'm gonna clean it up right after he is done with his meal. Let's see here, he's gonna be interested for sure. Just give him a moment until he notices that it is feeding time as well. Yeah. Second that mouse is gonna come out of that corner, he's gonna get it. Just wait for it. Boom. Very nice. So let's see. Usually he does kill off these mice rather quickly. There we go, that mouse is feeling the venom for sure. I've actually seen people claim that the venom of the Crotalus cerberus is comparably mild, for a pit viper at least. They are closely related to the prairie rattlesnakes, Crotalus viridis, from which they were considered a subspecies at some point. But even within the prairie rattlesnakes themselves, the exact venom potency can be quite variable from what I've been told. So it's certainly possible that their venom, so of the Crotalus cerberus, is very different as well. I can't be too sure. As you probably know already, the Crotalus viridis has some comparably potent venom, at least for a North American pit viper. Oh, look at that. As they have neurotoxic components as well, not as much as the Crotalus scutulatus, but I don't even think that the Arizona black rattlesnakes have these components at all. Maybe some of the viewers have more exact information on that matter, who knows. He was doing a little yawn right there. And maybe he's gonna do another proper one. Let's see. That mouse is actually still alive, it seems. Oh, there we go. Very nice. So I think that rodent is about to be done now, though. I'm gonna try and record him swallow that food item now as well. Let's see how that goes. Last time I tried to do that, my camera was running low on battery again, which was quite annoying, but this time I made sure that I have enough capacity for it. So there we go. He just started swallowing it. He usually takes a ridiculous amount of time to find the head. With some individuals, they manage to find out how to swallow it right away. And he, for some reason, always takes his time, which is fine, but it is very interesting to see. Since this is actually a smaller prey item, so he could really also swallow it from the back first if he really wanted to. But instead he checks the front end and the rear end countless times to make sure that he does it the right way and swallows it head first. He is really keen on that. And interestingly, I also maybe need to look at some older footage I have from him, but it does seem to me that he does change, or did change his color a bit. As you probably know already, the Crotalus cerberus are capable of changing their color, at least to a certain extent. They are changing their color as they get older. Usually they will darken up the older they get, but he is still somewhat bright. There are specimens that are pitch black actually, instead of the bright stripes. You can look at the female, she is much darker than him. He has more of a brownish coloration. But he does look also quite different from the actual bright brown ones that also occur naturally. But again, they are able to change the color even as an adult, somewhat quickly actually, which does make them quite unique. Not all rattlesnakes can do that. So, green pit viper time. Trimeresurus albolabris. There we go. She must have been hungry, look at that. And the perfect bite placement from her. Very nice, right behind the head, huh? And that way, that Venom has acted quite fast, it seems. Look, I think that mouse is shot down already. Very nice, that's what I like to see. Last time she kinda got a bad grip on the mouse. When I offer it with the tweezers, sometimes she gets a little bit confused where the right end is and doesn't always deliver a perfect strike, so sometimes I need to help her with the mouse not biting her or anything. But zero input from me required this time, I guess. Except for me holding the mouse in front of her, obviously. I saw a comment on an older video of mine, I think, where someone was a bit aggravated about me interfering with the tweezers, which I thought was funny because it's not too hard to understand. I think that even though this is a live feeding, it doesn't compare to nature itself at all, It is more natural for the snake to feed it live prey items for sure, but the snake doesn't care if I interfere with the tweezers or if I help it by holding the rodent in front of it, And if it does help the snake, I'm gonna do it because to me it's just about feeding my pets and not about putting up like a fake naturalistic scenario, because I feel like that's not even fully possible in captivity and not necessary to me either. I still get to see, all the effects of the venom and the usual hunting and feeding behavior just fine, I feel like. But I don't know, maybe just leave your opinions in the comments if anyone curious about that as well. I can certainly maybe look into interfering less with the tweezers in the feedings I post, at least. Obviously I'm not posting every single live feeding I'm recording always. I'm always recording though, since it's just a thing I always done even before doing this YouTube channel. I always liked recording my animals, watching them eating and so on. So let's have a look. I wanted to try and record her swallowing the mouse now, but sadly my phone is running low on battery again, so I think it's not gonna last long enough to record the entire process. But I'm still just gonna try to get as much footage of her as possible, as I think I didn't even post her swallowing in her meal already on the channel before at all, so it's definitely something I'm gonna do for maybe the next few videos that I'm gonna try and record her doing that. But look at it, you can nicely see the fangs, very long and slender fangs on a lot of the arboreal pit vipers. I imagine they are quite well suited to maybe catch birds as well. Pierce through the feathers and all of that. There we go. I think she's trying to align the head properly right now. See, I think that's gonna be a really nice shot for the thumbnail as well, maybe. Just a very beautiful pit viper right there, the Trimeresurus albolabris, also known as the white-lipped tree viper. They are sometimes called as well. This however refers mostly to the male specimens. They are quite sexually dimorphic, meaning that the females from the males look actually totally different. You can tell right away from adult specimens at least what gender they have. And the males, they have these markings, white markings on the lips that gave him that particular common name. But the males also are much more smaller and also more slenderly built generally as well. So the females, in my opinion, look much more impressive with a lot of the Trimeresurus species actually. Like I have seen mature males that are maybe half the size of her, and she isn't even that big of a specimen. So the size difference especially is quite noticeable. It is, I think, also very apparent with the other Trimeresurus species as well. Quite interesting, as for example with the rattlesnakes, the males are actually a bit larger than the females. I'm not even sure why that is the case. You would think it makes more sense that the females have more body mass, since they also, need to give birth to the babies. So, and Mr. Puff is gonna get a meal as well. Boom. There we go. Bitis arietans, Namibia locality. And that was a considerably fast strike, obviously. The snakes in the Bitis genus are said to be the fastest striking venomous snakes, or vipers at least. Some people claim that Death Adder, the Acantophis, can strike even faster, but they are in a lapid from Australia, obviously. However, you can be certain that no one actually measured the strike speed of every single venomous snake, so he can decide properly that the strike of the puff adder is the fastest or whatever. and therefore I think such a claim is hard to prove, obviously, but you need to keep in mind that there are, you know, hundreds of different venomous snake species, and even with the puff adders, there is the common puff adder, you know, Bitis arietans, but there are several different other species in the Bitis genus, and they all strike ridiculously fast. It is true that they are able to strike sideways and even backwards with such a speed that it is almost impossible to react, you know. Makes them pretty dangerous for sure. They actually are the most dangerous snake all throughout Africa. And as you probably know already, that continent has no shortage of really well-known and dangerous venomous snakes. If you think about all the different cobra species there and different mamba species. But still, again, the puff adder is factually or statistically speaking at least the most dangerous. They are responsible for the most snake bites and also the most deaths from snake bites. So it is largely due to them having the most extensive range all throughout Africa and also occurring oftentimes near human infrastructure. And obviously a fully grown puff adder, at least one of the more larger growing localities, has enough venom in their yield to kill up to 5 adult humans. So the venom is no joke either. And they can deliver quite a lot of it. So you can imagine if one gets bitten in the very remote areas, in Africa in particular, where anti-venom or maybe even any medical attention at all is hard to come by, it is going to be a very hard bite to survive, depending on how much venom is delivered. The snakes themselves aren't aggressive at all, though. Really, if you manage to spot a puff adder in the open, it's probably gonna try and get away, actually. But there are ambush hunters, of course, and sometimes they will, for example, lay in the high grass, waiting for a rodent, not moving at all, and sometimes when people don't see them and step on them, obviously the snake is gonna feel like it's in a life or death scenario. And in that moment, it is going to deliver quite a significant amount of venom, obviously. But as you can see, he's about done with his meal already. Look at that. Very nice. So, hope you enjoyed this video as well. I think that's going to be it for today. For next week, I am going to post another venomous snake video, obviously. Also got a scorpion video ready, which I'm gonna post in a few days. Let's see.